Hello everybody, in this last video of PED, we will be looking at two things. First, PED and the relationship to the total revenue. Second, the application of PED concept. In terms of how does the knowledge of PED concept helps the producer to earn more money. So let us move on. Consumer behavior is studied by the producer for them to increase and maximize their profit. So when there is a change in the price of a product, how does it affect the total revenue? So in this case, the producer, their objective is to increase total revenue. What is total revenue? Total revenue is equal to the product of price times quantity. So before we proceed on, can you recall on the law of demand? The law of demand states that in a given period of time, the quantity demanded of a product is inversely related to its price, ceteris paribus, which means to say that in this case, when there is a decrease in the price, the quantity demanded will increase. So how does it change the total revenue? Will it increase, decrease, or remains the same? So in this video, we will be exploring this part. So let us look at a price elastic demand curve over here. Do remember, total revenue is equal to the product of price and quantity. So with an elastic demand curve, the original total revenue is P0. This is Q0, the quantity demanded given the price at P0. So the blue area will be the total revenue. When there is a decrease in the price will drop from P0 to P1. Quantity demanded will increase more than proportionately from Q0 to Q1. So what happened to the new total revenue? It will be the yellow box here, and you will realize that in this change, the area over here, the orange, remains constant. What changes is the total revenue from here. There is a drop in the price. There is a loss on revenue due to the fall in the price, represented by the blue box. The yellow box will represent the gain in the revenue due to the increase in quantity. So what will happen to the total revenue? Total revenue will increase. Why? Because the loss in the revenue due to the fall in the price is less than the gain in the revenue due to the increase in the quantity. Therefore, total revenue increases. What if there is a price increase? I give you a second to think about it. Given a price elastic demand curve, when the price increases from P1 to P0, there is a gain in the revenue due to the increase in the price. There is a fall in the revenue in this yellow box due to a decrease in the quantity. So since the gain in the revenue is more than the loss in the revenue here, there is a decrease in total revenue when there is a price increase. Let me repeat myself again. If the price increases, the total revenue will fall. So to summarize, when the demand for a product is more price elastic, producer can adopt a pricing strategy of decreasing prices in order to increase the total revenue, ceteris paribus. So in this case, what we often see in the month of June in Singapore, there will be Great Singapore Sales. So most of the time we will look at a lot of fashion wares like bags, shoes, dresses, clothes, where they have a lot of substitutes. Usually the demand for such product is more price elastic, and therefore the sales manager who learn about price elasticity of demand will decrease the price in order to increase their total revenue. So let us move on to look at another situation. Here, given a more price inelastic demand curve, what will happen to the total revenue when there is a decrease in the price? So the original total revenue is represented by the blue box over here, P times Q. When there is a decrease in the price from P0 to P1, the quantity demanded will increase less than proportionally from Q0 to Q1. Then in this case, there is a loss in revenue due to the fall in the price. The yellow box here represents the gain in the revenue due to the increase in the quantity. So what will happen to the total revenue? The total revenue will decrease. Why? Because the loss in the revenue due to the fall in the price is more than the gain in the revenue due to the increase in quantity. So you may refer to your lecture notes, page 37, to fill in the blank. The loss in the revenue, let me repeat myself again. The loss in the revenue due to the fall in the price is more than the gain in the revenue due to the increase in quantity. Therefore, total revenue decreases. What happens to the total revenue if there is a increase in the price? If there is an increase in the price, so as you can see from the diagram, the total revenue will increase if there is an increase in the price given a price inelastic demand curve. Why? If the price increase from P1 to P0, the blue color area will be the gain in the revenue due to the increase in the price. The yellow box here will be the loss in the revenue due to the decrease in quantity. So as area B is less than area A, when there is an increase in the price, total revenue will increase, given a price inelastic demand curve. Therefore, to summarize, when the demand for a product is price inelastic, the producer can adopt a pricing strategy of increasing prices. Why? In order to increase the total revenue. Ceteris paribus. The word ceteris paribus here refers to all other things remain constant. In another word, the cost will remain constant. Okay, to give you an example, like during Valentine's Day, the boyfriend, rose and flower will be a necessity during that day itself. So therefore, even though the sales manager increased the price, the boyfriend is still willing and able to purchase the product. Why the manager will increase the price? Because the demand for rose during Valentine's Day is more price inelastic. So by increasing the price, the seller is able to gain more total revenue. So let us look at this unique case of unitary elastic demand curve. To be quickly, the total revenue is P times Q. When there is a price decrease from P0 to P1, the quantity demanded increases from Q0 to Q1. So it increases proportionally for the quantity demanded. So therefore, what happens to the total revenue? You can see from the diagram itself, the orange box here, area A, is the total revenue before the price decrease. The yellow box here is the new total revenue after the decrease in the price. So the blue area is what remain constant. Then as area A is equivalent to area B, there is no change in the total revenue. So the total revenue remains constant in this case. So what if there is a price increase? There will not be any change to the total revenue, even though when the price increases, as area A is equivalent to area B in this unitary elastic demand. So to summarize the implication of PED on total revenue, when the demand is more price elastic, with a fall in the price, the quantity demanded will change more than proportionally, and hence the total revenue will increase. if the price increases, the total revenue will fall. When the demand is more price inelastic, when the price falls, the total revenue will decrease. So you may want to look at this diagram, copy down as a summary inside your notes. So I give you a second to look through, and you may pause the video for recording down the diagram, the table itself. Okay, let us move on. Look at page 37. Application of price elasticity of demand. What is the primary objective of the firms? The objective is to maximize profit. So what is exactly profit? Profit is total revenue minus total cost. Therefore, how are we going to increase total revenue? But before we move on, we always assume one thing. Every other things remain constant. So in this case, to help the firms to maximize the profit, we are looking at the assumption that total cost remain unchanged. So therefore, by increasing total revenue, with the unchanged total cost, profit is able to be maximized. So let us look at application. When there is could be a pricing strategy whereby when the demand is more price elastic, how to increase? When there is an increase in the price, total revenue will fall. But however, on the other hand, when there is a decrease in the price, total revenue will increase. So when the demand is more price inelastic, total revenue will increase with the increase in the price. However, total revenue will decrease with the decrease in the price. Given a unitary price elastic demand curve, the total revenue will remain unchanged for both cases. So therefore, it depends. You will realize that total revenue increases at different situations. So what does it depends on? It depends on whether the demand of a product is price elastic or price inelastic. So what you have to do, the producer, they need to understand the relationship between PED and total revenue to make appropriate pricing decision. So how? If the producer wants to increase the total revenue, given a more elastic demand curve, the producer should lower the price. However, if the demand for a good is more price inelastic, he should increase the price to increase the total revenue. So how do we determine whether the product is price elastic or inelastic? Well, refer to the second video whereby we studied on the different determinants of PED values. So these are the 4 determinants. So use these 4 determinants to determine the elasticity before making appropriate decision on the price to increase the total revenue. Next, these are the non-pricing strategy. For example, marketing strategy, whereby product innovation and differentiation. For example, iPhone, over the few periods or the few years, iPhone have been improving from iPhone 3 to iPhone 4 and right now iPhone 4S. So therefore, with a success advertisement, it brings the product to more people's attention and to increase the people's desire for the product, which means to say that the demand for a product will increase. So it will increase from D0 to D1, and the total revenue, the total quantity will increase from 120 to 250. The demand curve itself shifts to the right. However, if advertising is able to create greater brand loyalty, what will happen? The people will believe that the competitors' brands are more inferior, and therefore what happened to the demand curve? It will become more price inelastic. Let us look at the changes. The demand curve will increase. Subsequently, after some time, when the advertising create greater brand loyalty, until it become more price inelastic. Now refer to the page 39 to read through the remaining part on non-pricing strategy, whereby the timing of the decision make a change in the short run and long run. So I leave it to you to read through this part, and that's it for this part of the video on the price elasticity of demand and its application. Thank you.